Hello all, I'm Scott Grove. We've been going through doing a few guitar shootouts lately, and right now I'm currently on single coil guitars. I've got at least 100 all single coil guitars here, then plus all the other things. But right now I'm concentrating on the guitars that have 3 single coils in them, so this leaves out a lot of things. And I want to this is not a shootout here, this is here just to help you hear a bunch of my favorites. Clean, nothing else. No reverb, no anything else. Again, the Johnson JM150 Johnson Millennium amplifier, no reverb, everything on 5. All guitars are on 10 on their volumes and tones. These are just some of my favorites, so there's no guessing, there's no contest here. If I have to pick my favorites in this room out of guitars that are available to you and are not custom made by any means at all. These are all just stock, 100% bone stock. Some are from now that are still available, some are gone. But regardless, these are my picks as like 9 or 10 of the top 100 of the 3 single coil guitars that I own. Like I said, that are something that you've actually heard of and can buy yourself. I mean, there's other things here, but you'll never find them. So these are things you can actually still buy and get on eBay or where have you. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm just going to do a few sounds on each, not many, but just show you how great these guitars sound. Okay, go right to it. This here being the old G&L ASAT. This is not the new ASAT 3 special junk. This is when Fender was still alive, and Fender realized, hey, you don't need ferrules in the back, and you can just have strings go right through the bridge here. None of that makes any difference. And of course, the good old 3-bolt works right. So I love that about it too. Fender got smarter as he got older. Anyway, so here's this guitar just in the regular old 2 position. You know your positions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to do all positions, I'm just going to do all the guitars. 2 position. Yes, I'll probably play mainly country here. The neck pickup is cool. 4 position. The other cool thing is you had a little switch right here. If you were in like the 2 position and you wanted to add the neck pickup, so now you got all 3 pickups. And if you had it just in the middle with that switch up, you get regular telly, so you get here and here. I don't know why anybody in the world would have a regular telly when they can have this and all these different options. Okay, so there's one of them, my all-time favorites, the G&L. Just the ASAT 3 is what they were called back then. They don't even say 3. But like I said, not a special, not anything. Another one here. I'm just going to pull them out and plug them in. No straps. Gibson, what is this? 84 Gibson Challenger 3. Okay. 3 Bill Lawrence pickups. Here it is in the 2 position. 4 position. Neck pickup is just cool. So just a very cool guitar, 3 singles, bolt-on neck, again the 84 Gibson Challenger 3. Another one of my all-time favorites is the go back in the 70s with the ever so heavy Ovation Viper 3 on and off pickup selectors. That's a 24 fret ebonite type of, no, it's an ebony fingerboard. Just one of the great axes of all time, period. Got a bunch of these around, love them. Let's see, so down here's the 2 position, so these 2 pickups. Very quacky. Here's all 3 pickups. Okay, we're looking back in the days of Glenn Campbell here with these 4 positions, so these 2 on. Okay. Is big, huge, and round. Tons of bottom end there. Okay, so the Ovation Viper 3, another one of my all-time favorites. Keep on going around the block here. I'm not showing much, but the infamous cheapo, easily one of my favorite guitars, period. Don't matter what it is the discontinued Paul Reed Smith, ever so dusty too. See how dirty this is in here? This is the desert right here, folks. Check that out. I don't know if you'll ever see it, but that's how much dust is in this room. Anyway, so the SEEG. Okay, they quit making this a while back. One of my favorite bridges of all time too. That sucker's dead on. This guitar plays more in tune than any guitar there is. That is your 2 position. No piercing, nothing here. You know how those guitars sound out of tune when you're playing an E? Okay, they're fine in E, but then you go to like a G and it's so far off. These things are so dead on. There is not a better intonated guitar in the world than this. And it will never go out. It is amazing. Easily my favorite guitar, period, that has ever been mass produced. And that's the 2 position. Here's the 4 position. If you played it finger picking. Neck position. Just great stuff. What an amazing axe. Paul Reed Smith is the dumbest son-bitch in the world for having discontinued that. Still make them some of the best guitars ever made. But to discontinue that thing, retarded. Okay, another one of my, easily one of my favorites, are the old 70s Gibson. Now this is a 75, a year before they released them. Gibson S1. Okay, it's just kind of a flat top Les Paul looking thing. They did the Marauders in this body too, and a few others, just different pickup layouts. The good old 3-tone thing there. All kinds of cool sounds here. Next position. Next one. Next one. just an out of phase thing. Last one, just this switch right here, just kicks you automatically into the bridge. Okay, so you've actually just got these two pickups. Let me get rid of that switch. So that's these two. Next switch is all flipping three of them. Then the next one is actually just these two. Next one's those same two, but just out of phase. Or I'm sorry, these two, your first two, out of phase. Okay, so that's the Gibson S1. Super cool guitar. If you ever get a chance to check one out, check it out. Again, bolt-on, love it. Maple neck, maple fingerboard. That's just as flippin' groovy as it gets. Flying V headstocks. The Norland years, the best years of all Gibsons. No matter what anybody else tells you, I'll tell you this for the rest of my life, and I only shut up when I'm dead. Okay, going to Japan. The very first run of the Fender, and you'll find out that Fender guitars are actually much thinner sounding than all the beautiful guitars I just showed you. But this is the Japanese Fender Aerodyne Strats. Okay, so 2 position. 4 position, which I love. Position. Okay, so that's the Aerodyne Strat. It's a groovy guitar. Okay, another one is going to be another Paul Reed Smith. This one's still manufactured today. This is the just a good old 305. Okay, just 3 singles, and Paul Reed Smith just is one of the best makers of guitars. Period. 2 position. Okay, 4 position. Again. Okay, just great sound in 5 position. Just a cool sounding guitar. So the PRS 305 model. Only 2 more to go here. No, 3 more to go. And then I'll get out your hair. Can't do it without the 83 Gibson Corvus 3. Okay, 2 position. That's a big sounding guitar. 2 position. Check it. to the 4. That's just huge. Check it out. A huge sounding guitar. You don't need big guitars to sound huge. It's in you, and it's in the pickups, and it's a big ass sounding guitar. Sounds better than 9 out of 10, 99 out of 100 guitars that I have. 5 position. Back to the 4. Okay, so that thing is huge. There's no pissy, little thin sounding, wimpy, brittle USA Fender tone going on there. That sounds like a real axe. Okay, the next two are fairly similar actually. Then I'm done. This one just got discontinued, the James Burton Telly. It's still made with the blue flames and the red flames done in a paisley design, but the white one here they finally discontinued. And yes, it's a basswood body. These are a $2,100 guitar. Basswood, heavy as shit. You wouldn't think, but it is. And it sounds amazing. Again, what Fender did here is, they won't tell you those are lace pickups, but sure enough are. They just won't write it on there. But James demanded that they be in there, so therefore they are. But no credit given, not even in the description. Just a special designed, you know, pickups. 2 position. Yes, these are USA made, but these do not sound like the shitty American standard Strats and crap I've been showing you before. These are the good guitars. These are the great guitars. Easily this one and the next Fender I show you are my favorite American axes by Fender. But can you do a telly? Yeah, just stick it right in the middle, and it's called the Strato Telly wiring. So you got the telly thing, bridge and neck. Okay, so there's your telly. 4 position. Yep, doing funky stuff. Let me see. I know, Fogarty would kill me for doing it on a Fender, but okay, but we can go to number 5. Now the other cool thing, hidden secret, is the S1 switch. I know that they're not a secret, but they all do different things on different guitars. On these particular James Burton signature series, these actually go from series to, or parallel to series. Okay, so you have good old clean position number 2. You can throw on the balls with wall distortion, and you need something to sound humbucking to feed into it so it doesn't sound wimpy. Okay, you need some balls. Right there. Then back to Fenderland. have major balls to add for your distortion right there. So this is one of the most versatile guitars in the entire world. I have others that have splittable humbuckers, and you can do every possible combination in the world, splitting everything, have 3 single coils, have a humbucker in the middle, everything more than you can possibly imagine. But these are all the 3 single coil pickup guitars that I love. One more, USA Fender again, and these are quite simply, this is going back to the very first year, all Fender gold lace sensors, the very first year of the Strat Plus in the green, and you can always tell by the wild split nut. Okay, you only see these on the very first few, and then they'll have the old Spurzels on them instead of the Fender locking tuners. So these were the first ones made at the Corona factory as soon as they were fresh out of the gate. So if you don't have that split Wilkinson roller nut and the Spurzl tuners, then you've got something later going on. And they'll always have the E4 serial numbers. People think that's 84. It's not. It's just necks left over from before, but then they rehashed them to do this. But before they left the Fullerton factory, they had some necks, or they had some at least decals that all say E4, but they're not. They're 87 or 88 with the E4 serial number. So all the E4 serial numbers are 87 or 88. Okay, there was no such thing as these back in 84 or in Fullerton factory. Okay, anyway, so this is this guitar, 2 position, just like everything else. Position. Here how huge these are, and the 5 position. Okay. So just amazing. Of course, the TBX tone controls that allow for the treble bass expansion. Okay, so those are my favorite single coil guitars that you guys know what they are and have heard of. And again, to just show you what those guitars are compared to a couple of USA Strats. I'll just grab a couple of USA ones and just show you what the difference is. As far as the American standard guitars, you know, the ones that everybody bases everything on. 2 position. This is an 82 4 position. See how thin and brittle? And that's in the 4 position. 5. And that shit hurts. It's collectible. Sounds like shit, but it's collectible. And that's what these are about. I'm not keeping them to play them. And again, just a guitar that I whipped out a couple days ago. Pardon my tit. Suck it, bitch! The other American Standard Designer Series. I just know that these 2 are in tune right now. It's the only reason I'm grabbing these 2. But again, 2 position. Position. You can already tell, I don't have to go any further, but you can tell that the American Standard Stratocasters don't hold a fucking candle to any of the other 10 guitars that I showed you. So the legendary American standard Strat compared to any of these. Okay, and no, none of these guitars were played on that other thing that I did. That's answers coming up this Saturday from the other little guitar shootout. So anyway, once again, Scott Grove with some of my favorite single coil ones, and I will continue to do more shootouts and more everything, because like I said, there are a couple hundred guitars here. I may include some of these again, I may not, but there's so many others to include. There are such cool axes that you can't flip and believe around here. There's a lot of ESPs, no LTD bullshit axes. Old Kramers from the 70s with the metal split, the aluminum necks, you know, of course the modulus guitars, a whole bunch more different wild Gibson things. What do we have over here? God, so many different Telecasters, PVs, things with the P90s, so all the other single coil ones, even the Charvels, other Kramers, Carvins, more PVs, Ibanez, a bunch of really cool guitars that have splittable humbuckers in them that you really have to hear, that you won't believe. And then we'll do all the humbucker guitars too, and we'll just go until you guys are sick of me, which was probably about 7 years ago. So anyway, take care, and hope you enjoyed. Just it's kind of, I'm trying to do like Oprah's favorite things. These are Scott's favorite single coils axes that are actually something that you would have heard of. Okay, so just enjoy and know what they sound like compared to a regular USA standard Strat. They all kill the standard Strat, but these are not all the cheapies. But and there's a few surprises here and a few that aren't surprises. So just hope you like what I like, and if you don't, cool. Again, you found out something. You found out that, hey, I love that shitty sounding American standard, and I didn't like any of that other stuff, especially that Corvus that just sounded so goddamn huge and just blows that out of the water. Anyway, so just say what you will or shut up and don't say what you won't. Whatever, it's posted on YouTube now, and for here it stays and for people to make fun of. Okay, so talk to you later. Bye.